This is a small jumbo with the offset sound hole with the pass-through-bridge and tailpiece. As you can see, the strings pass over the bone saddle and then back through the back of the bridge to the tailpiece. So all of the tension is transferred to the tailpiece. And of course, you have that same tension, about 170 pounds, pushing on both sides of the guitar here. And so inside, between the head block and the tail block, we have a carbon fiber rod that bridges the two, and so it's a bit of a structural loop so that the guitar can't ever change geometrically, should never need a neck reset. The fretboard extension is lifted off the soundboard enough so that we have a very active soundboard all the way up, and that gives us a lot more ability to have control over the bracing, and we like that we can voice it the way we want to. This guitar is definitely voiced for lots of warmth coming to the player's ear, and that's helped out by this bass port that we have in the side, which also helps to bring the target cavity resonance up to what we need it to be. And this is kind of one of our favorite designs that we've been working on for the last 4 years or so, and this is just another prototype in that family, and eventually we hope to be able to introduce this guitar more widely to the world. We get a couple orders for things like this now and then, and we always love the challenge of producing something that hasn't existed before, and sort of solving some of the problems that have plagued the guitar for 100 years or 300, 400 years. You know, Stradivarius made around 1,100 violins, and of those 300 are still in service. Now, he made those 300 years ago. We don't have any 300-year-old guitars that are still playable, except, as far as I know, about one Stradivarius. The reason for that is that the plate on the soundboard of the guitar is quite thin, and it's being tensioned up to 170 pounds or more and torqued, and eventually it just wants to collapse in on itself. And so one of the things that we're trying to do at Dehradun Guitar Company is to solve some of these problems that we've inherited from generations of makers upon whose shoulders we stand and for whom we're very grateful. And yet we have still some work to do, and we have some improvements that we can make. And so that's our commitment over the next 3 to 4 years, to solve some of those problems once and for all. Another problem we're trying to solve is the fact that bridges tend to lift over time, and action tends to come up, and soundboards tend to swell, especially if they're exposed to humidity. And so we're working on adjustable neck solutions where the player can just literally put the guitar over your knee, tighten the strap knot a bit, and lower your action. And if you're in the living room and you want to be able to play louder and dig in, and you've got 15, 20, 30 people around you, and you're unplugged, well then, same thing. Let's dial it back a little, give ourselves a little more action so we can dig in and create more volume. Those are the kind of problems that we're trying to address. The tailpiece solves one very specific problem, the fact that the strings, when you tension them up, they're also tensioning up the entire soundboard behind it. And so we go to all this work to voice a soundboard so that it's warm and produces that beautiful tone that we're aiming for. And then we take the strings and we tension the soundboard up, just as if we're tuning strings up. Well, with this solution, we don't have to add any tension to the soundboard, that very important piece of real estate that creates all that warmth. And as you can see, the whole area behind the bridge here is just totally relaxed. So, look for more to come in the years to come, and keep an eye on Dehradun Guitar Company. And we're here to listen to any of your ideas too, so feel free to tell us what you think. Small jumbo offset sound hole, pass-through bridge, tailpiece, bass port. Talk to you later.